Welcome to Community Connections. I'm Kevin Westhouse, your utility director here at River Falls Municipal Utilities. I am joined today by Greg Kaler from the Water Department, a meter tech at the Water Department. Is that accurate, Greg?
That is correct.
Greg, welcome aboard.
Thank you. Good to be here.
And glad to have you. Today, our topic is curb stops. Everybody stay with us. You know, this is going to be a 90-minute show today. No, just kidding. Probably we'll get this done in 3 or 4 minutes. But I think a very important topic. We're going to talk about curb stops and what a curb stop is and how important it is to customers, utility customers in the city of River Falls.
Exactly.
Greg, what is a curb stop?
Well, a curb stop is the water shutoff.
I'm going to hold this up and you talk.
It's outside of the house. It's in the yard, usually on the lot line going to the street that hooks to the water main that we can turn off outside the home in case of emergencies or foreclosures if nobody's there, or fires or anything like that. We can get at it without having to enter the house.
I know where I've seen these when I'm mowing my yard.
Yes.
You cut your lawn and you always see the curb stop and you're just hoping you don't blow a mower blade on this thing.
Yeah, hopefully they're down far enough. They're supposed to be right at ground level. Mm-hmm. If they're a little bit above, we should be contacted to let us know that we can lower them just a little bit. Another thing is there's a blue mark on the curb that will let us know where in the yard that the curb stop is located.
About how far off the sidewalk are these usually located in the yard? 10 feet, 15 feet, something like that?
It shouldn't be much more than 15 feet.
Okay.
It should be closer to the street than the house.
Mm-hmm. So if I'm hitting this with my mower, it's too high, is what you're saying?
It's too high, yes.
We call the utility, and they'll come and lower the curb stop.
Yep, we will have to come over and lower it. We don't want anybody tripping over it or, like you said, hitting it with the mower.
Conversely, if I'm not seeing a curb stop in my yard, it might be too low.
Well, that's a possibility too. If you see the blue mark on the curb and it may be very light, that means that we know that it's there and we have it mapped and it has been checked. So I'd look for the blue mark before anybody calls. Now, every house has one in town. Some houses are split and they have a curb stop for 2 houses, but that's very rare.
So again, you kind of mentioned it, but I want to go over it one more time. This curb stop, when you use your special tool that the water utility has, they put it down and they turn this thing, this will shut the water off to the home or apartment. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So that it shuts the water off to the house. And again, what are some instances when a utility would have to do that?
Well, we've been called several times to homes, many times actually, where a valve will break in the house and they cannot get it fixed without turning the water off. So it's a great asset to the customer to have this valve out there.
Other situations, frozen pipes in the house, you've got water gushing, you can't get it turned off. They call Greg at the utility, he comes out and hits the water valve in the front yard, shuts it off, stops that damage. Fires, another situation.
Fires, because usually when there's a fire, if it's a harsh fire, the meter will melt down, the pipes will melt down, and water will be flying out of there. So we want to shut that off in that situation.
In rare cases, non-payment?
Yes.
In rare cases.
There's been some hard times for people, and if the bills haven't been paid by law, we have to turn that off.
Now, somebody might say, whose responsibility is this water valve in the yard? Go ahead and hold that, Greg. I'm going to read here, and you might even see it overlaid on your screen, but this is from our water utility operating rules, that the service lateral from the main to and through the curb stop, that's this thing right here, will be maintained and kept in repair, and when wore out, replaced at the expense of the water utility itself. The property owner shall maintain the service lateral from the curb stop to the point of use. So that's what it says in our water utility operating rules. So translation is, a homeowner owns from the home up to the curb stop. So if there's a break in that, that's going to be the homeowner's responsibility.
Correct.
From the curb stop back to the main is the utility responsibility.
That is correct.
I think we're kind of wrapping up here today. I think we've kind of gone over this valve and how it's used and what it is. What are some things we don't want a homeowner to do when they see one of these valves in the yard?
Well, some of the things we've ran into is they get covered up. Whether somebody puts in a new driveway, because sometimes these are not just in the yard, but they are in the driveway, depending on where the contractor installed them. And if you cover them with cement, we cannot get at them. You cannot get at them. It's a detriment in case something serious happens. Another one is retainer walls. We don't want retainer walls over the top of them because then we can't get at it, obviously. One of the other things is rock gardens or shrubbery. If we have to get at it, we don't want to hurt anybody's stuff. So.
And it's really, this is for the customer more than it is for the utility, but it gives us the opportunity to assist a customer in a dire situation.
Oh, exactly.
And if they cover them up, if they bury them, if they make it tough to get and tough to find, it may be to the detriment of the homeowner or property owner if there is a dire situation.
That is true. That is true. And in the spring, we have a lot of problems because in the fall, in the winter, the ground freezes and it pushes these up. And then later, the snowplow comes along on the sidewalk or in the driveway or whatever and clips the top off of these. And we need to know about that because we have to put a new top on and they need to be accessible.
So communicate with your River Falls Municipal Utility and let them know if something like that happens. So anyway, I think that's about going to do it today for Curbstops. We just thought we would let people know what that little thing is in their yard. I mean, a lot of you already know, but if not, now you know who maintains it, what you maintain, the importance of it, and hopefully it'll help you down the road in a situation, or if you see a neighbor or a neighbor has questions, you might be able to help them as well.
Yeah.
Greg, anything else today on Curbstops?
Nope, I'm glad to be here.
Well, thank you very much, and I want to thank everybody again for being a customer of River Falls Municipal Utilities. We appreciate you, and hopefully we can continue to serve you in the best way we can. On behalf of the River Falls Municipal Utilities, I'm Kevin Westhouse, along with Greg Kaler, saying thanks for joining us today on Community Connections. See you next time.
Thank you.